as y'all walking down, this is what you would consider a bed or a raised bed. Of course, it's made out of concrete because you know long ago that was built as well. They used to have the closet over time, and we'll look at doing some repairs and that. But your bed could be made out of wood, okay? Processed wood. You could have a tire bed wall like you kind of saw out there where you could plant in the tire, create a tire bed wall. It could be also galvanized, which if you live in an area that has a lot of iguanas, the mentioned being preventative, you can have your galvanizer, your outer border, and your raised bed up inside of it so they can't climb up and stuff like that. Or you can use old pieces of wood, nice thick ones, trees you probably cut down as a border line. So each one, anybody know what this is? Have you seen it? Any ideas? Let's throw it out there. What do you think?
Yeah, the same.
Oh yeah.
Give us a hint. Give us a hint, Charles. Anything. It's okay to be wrong.
Give us a hint. What do you use it for?
Well, I was asking if they know what it's flat was.
That's something. Give us a hint.
Oh, well, it's a ground food, so it's in a food. Okay, you could use it as a seasoning.
Same color as
You could
Levi's
boil
shirt.
it. You could color your food with it. It grows similar to another type
That's
of
the
plant.
hit. The same color as Levi's shirt.
You color your food with it. It begins with a T.
Okay,
Yeah.
begin with a T.
That's too much.
Same
I
color
see,
as
I see.
Levi's shirt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kaya,
And now,
You use it as
Okay, okay.
tea.
I
or
can't lie.
seasoning.
I can't lie the answer.
these are some turmeric. They're actually ready to harvest right now.
That's why the leaves are brown. When they get ready, they start.
Mhm.
Once the leaves start draping down,
Yeah. I mean, they're ready to. Yeah, I have to.
Let me tell her take a picture of it.
Yeah, you have one for your daddy and two members.
He have it. Really.
Did he?
yeah, right. Oh, I'm gonna try to pull this out. I'll try to pull this out. Well, they're ready to harvest, so I'll try and see. You know what to do. But I'll break off a piece. It's just my soil. Well, those are few pieces. The other piece down there is it. But this is the turmeric, since you were saying same thing as the shirt. That's actually growing. So these here, yes, this is the natural turmeric root. That's what they will call it. But they do break these up in the powder. And it will be yellow at that time when you actually buy it from the store as well. And they're easy to slip off. So you could you break this if it's a long one, and you see like the little nodes. Same thing like to the bananas where we see the little eyes. That is another leaf starting to come out and can form into another whole turmeric plant. So I just broke it off, but you can have a stem and branches off of it, just like a root that's going under, hence the name turmeric root. Okay, these are your rosemaries. That's similar up front. So these are slips that we started. Okay, so of course you will start that whether into a tray, in the cool. You could cut pieces and start a whole nother slip off of it. These are some more basil. All of these are your seed pods. And these basil trees, those seeds are, oh my gosh, so tiny as well. So you could definitely break some off. And this is how they will harvest it. Let's say you even a grower just like the hay I was talking about. Let's say you a basil grower just for seed production. You will just grow them and just come out. Once they dry, harvest, just like some of the okra that's out there. Okay? So that's as well. So we're preparing the beds. These go harvest. So this whole bed will be ready for a next step of crop. So it's about that rotation as you're growing. So you might not use everything all at once, but you'll be able to rotate or have something weekly. So we had like some lettuce heads over there, as you see. Those are the flowering stage that's coming through now. But that's an older style lettuce. We have some different brands and types as well. These over here to your left are some elephant chives. They are huge. compared to some others that you might see that's behind Mr. Olani over there. So that's two different styles of them. We have a lemongrass bed. So that's for all our lemongrass slips. If anybody want to come get a slip as well. This was a particular cilantro as well in those beds. And in that final bed, it actually was our seasoned pepper. And we just harvested those and rotated it. It's growing cucumber. So we could go around. We could take that's a tea bush. Yes. The lemongrass are tea bushes. So most of these right now are tea bushes. Or you could put in the tea bush. So,
Yeah, no, that's a good question. Yeah.
no, did anybody know that question?
And they get three, you get two different ones here, two different ones.
Papaya trees and knowing the difference between what's a male
And what's a
or
baby?
female.
You can see which one is the male. Which one you think is the male? No, so look at them good and see if
Look at them, there at least two of them different. These two is different. Look at them, you can see which one is a male, which one is a female. And which one does produce.
yeah, which one is producing. Look at them and say which one you think is
Okay, so why is that one you saying is a male? Okay, you mind going up there and pointing? I'll point, but you're producing stuff. What type of stuff? Okay, so we obviously could see that one producing the actual fruit. That's the papaya off of it. So what he was pointing out producing stuff is, you see these little beads and heads, that it looks similar to what? This in a way, right? Meaning it's flowering. Okay? The head of the basil. These when they open up the palm, they give a light little, they have color to it. Okay? They just gone through the dry phase. So they're normally white, so pretty as a flower when it blooms. So that's what this is going through. So when these flower, they flower into a yellow flower, that which is most important. I know we run from it, but the bumblebees, the black ones, and the honeybees, they're the ones that will take the pollen from these to go germinate and pollinate a female tree. Okay, as you won't get the fruit.
Okay, so therefore you should don't cut down the...
You shouldn't cut down the male, but not saying if you have a row of them,
Yeah, okay.
if you get 3 or 4 more males to keep them, you can get rid of,
Yeah.
but it's always good to keep one within the mate.
Okay.
1 or 2. If you have an orchard of them, then you can increase the numbers, you know, but not to over on it.
Okay.
So yes. So these lettuce heads, different one, but these would be good to eat as is in your salad. Let these dry out and then you could do the seeds. But it's about to do that flowering as you see the yellow starting to come through.
Okay, so Sister Nash is in here. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, this is a regular weed. Grass. So you have to weed it out as well within the bed. It is a maintenance thing and you have to, you know, thing those. Now over there you see it more bushier, right? But that's actually sweet potatoes in those beds. Okay, so that also is another ground food. And when we mean ground food, anybody know the right why we say ground food? All of them come from, but exactly in that point is actually produced underneath versus a green or like a fruit tree is produced on the tree or above ground. So ground foods are those type that you could, even without water, you might see that dry out, but you give it a little bit of water over time, it will spring back, just like this. If I replant this right now, I give it probably another month's time, it's going to spring up another leaf, okay? Because it's a ground plant, so it can grow that way. So right now, those been going for at least a good few months, past the 6 months. So that will be a full harvest once we pull those out.
Since Sister Nash is not here, I'm going to defer to you all, right? Since you all are entrepreneurs and you all deal with food, right? Which one of the crops which you all cook most that they're growing here now? Do you use turmeric in your cooking? Do you all use turmeric? No? Yeah? So you could, those are questions you could find out. See if you use turmeric you all cook the papayas? No? No? Have you all eaten papaya? Yeah. Okay. You drank the juice? How many of you have ever drinking papaya juice? Or eaten, how about eating raw papaya? You know, the fruit? And nobody has had the cook. Right?
They used to that.
So then,
The juice,
y'all
the
want to do
juice,
some cooking up some papaya and
the
stuff?
juice,
Y'all don't want to cook some
Yeah.
papaya?
and but not
If we
the-
cook papaya, would you all eat it?
No.
Would you sample it? No. Okay, if you all cook the papaya, would you sample it? Maybe?
But you know they make it in soup all the time. They don't even know they're eating it.
That's true because it'll be.
It'll have a lot of stuff in soup that he would eat, but he wouldn't eat it when
Yeah,
he see
that's
on a
true.
plate.
See what
Yeah.
this one is? This is parsley.
Okay, everybody know what these plants are though? Right? Everybody, that tree right there. What's that?
Banana tree.
All right, thank you. Okay, thank you.
Cut it
All
up
right,
and
I think we need to.
yeah, we can.